So I've been having a lot of conversations with people commenting on my weight loss journey and mostly good things, nothing too much to complain about. And I get a lot of, especially women, telling me, must be nice, or you go girl, or oh, I need to do better on my end, blah, 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 blah. We're towards the end of January of 2025 right now. So many people have put on their New Year's resolutions or said they're going to focus on losing weight this year. And I got to be honest with y'all. This whole body positivity movement is not doing the best at holding people accountable for their weight. It's not doing the best at holding people accountable for working on issues physically, just physical habits, establishing better habits so that way we end up being the healthiest versions of ourselves. Because your physical health affects your mental health, it affects your emotional health, it affects your spiritual health, it affects everything. It does. Everything affects each other. I'm constantly talking to people and letting them know how I've been focusing on bettering myself in all aspects of health, socially, spiritually, financially, physically, mentally and emotionally, all those things tie together. And oh my gosh, I'm tired of hearing people tell me that, oh, it's okay, she thick, or you thick, so it's okay, or you're already looking good. Okay, I'm not healthy. I'm not the healthiest I can be. I was 218 pounds a year ago. And I'm at 170 right now. My goal is to get down to 150, possibly 140. We'll see what happens once I hit 150, because I might be like, whoo, I need a break. Who knows? But I still have a decent amount of weight to lose. I still feel insecure about my stomach and different things. I know I look good and I'm proud of the progress that I have made, but I know I still have work to do. And there are a lot of people who want to use that as an excuse, or use thickness as an excuse, or people who have more curvy shapes. Here's the thing. No, as I lose weight, I'm not going to turn into a twig. That's something that mentally I was told so much by people. I didn't care too much about losing weight. Like mentally, I wasn't thinking, oh, I have to lose this weight, or ooh, this is really bad for me, because I was thinking, oh, at least I'm thick. At least I got butt. At least I got, boobs. I got curves. That's a reason for me to constantly snack and eat even when I'm not physically hungry. Just because I'm used to eating at that time. And I see so many people doing that. And I still struggle to this day with wanting to reach for something even though I'm not hungry. I have to ask myself, am I really hungry right now? Eating is not a coping mechanism. Or it shouldn't be a coping mechanism. That's what I should say. Because a lot of people have bad eating habits. We're used to eating. And then we're used to clearing out our plates. If you give me a plate of food, a full plate of food, I struggle with not completing that plate. Even if I'm full. Or even if I don't have to eat more. Even if I'm satisfied with half of it, I feel compelled to clear it. And I've had those instincts ingrained in me since I was little. And I know a lot of us have. I know a lot of people out there have. I'm not saying that it's easy to break these things, but we need to stop excusing or making or normalizing obesity. Yeah, we're seeing more and more people obese. I am overly obese still. Even if people look at me and go, oh, well, you're not as bad as I am, and girl, I'm so much further away from you, that doesn't mean anything. Just because it's not as bad as other people doesn't mean it's still not bad. This doesn't mean that it's still... Every time I go to the doctor, I don't have medications, I don't have any prescriptions. Thank God for that. I'm blessed that I don't have to be on medications. But guess what? Every single time, what is showing on that chart of an issue? Obesity. The word obesity. And so many of us want to ignore it. No, we're obese. A lot of us are obese. A lot of us need to lose weight or should be trying to lose weight. And when I have conversations with folks, the very first thing some people say as an excuse is, well, you don't know what type of health issues they have. You don't know what type of thyroid problems they have. They have all these health issues. Did you start off life with those health issues, or did you get those health issues after being overweight for so long? After having these bad habits for so long? After always drinking for so long? Smoking for so long? Over consumption of something for so long? Is it going to be harder for you to lose weight after you start having those issues? Yes, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. You could just be on a calorie deficit. Just consume less calories than what your body naturally burns. Consume less calories than what you're doing on a regular basis. If you just shorten out your portion sizes, increase the amount of water, decrease the amount of sugary drinks, simple things like that is already going to help you lose weight. We just need to admit to ourselves that there's a lack of discipline that is happening. There's a lack of discipline that is happening. If we just admit that we are lacking discipline right now and start doing things that I'm not saying you got to do check mark all the boxes at once. You could start off by just thinking about how much you naturally eat and start just decreasing how much you naturally eat, even if it's not by a huge amount, and you will start seeing progress. It's going to take time because it took years, most likely, for a lot of us out here. It took us years to get to where we are, so it's going to take time for us to get to where we should be. We got to reverse a whole lot of stuff. We got to reverse a whole lot of mental stuff that's keeping us in the same path, that's keeping us doing the same things that we know is causing us destruction. And we need to take better care of ourselves because that's not just affecting you. Your bad health is affecting your family, your friends, the people around you. The people who you are expecting to take care of you for you not taking care of yourself. And I'm not saying that's everybody. But there's a lot of us out here that the shoe fits on our feet perfectly well. There ain't no growing room right there no more. That's how tight of a fit that shoe is right now. I really want us to start thinking more about and paying attention to what we're doing. Stop just complaining about, when we look at ourselves and be like, yeah, I got some work to do. Pay attention to what you're doing. Ask yourself, okay, here's what I'm doing. First, you cannot change what you're not inspecting. Start keeping track of what you're eating on a daily basis. Start by just doing that. Write down what you're eating. Maybe add on details about how much you're eating. How big of a plate this is. How many plates of food did you just eat in one single setting? Some of us could say, I just had one plate. But some of us could maybe don't want to share how many plates because when we actually think about it, it's like, ooh, that's pretty bad. Start by paying attention to what you're doing. And I'm not saying this to beat on people. I don't want someone to think I'm just attacking you. These are thoughts that I had to have with myself. Like I said, I'm still struggling sometimes with not finishing just a single plate of food, even if I'm full halfway through it. We all got things to work on. I'm just hoping that this encourages you and lets you know you can do it. That's all I want you to know. You can do it. It's going to be hard. It's going to take work. Being fat, being overweight is hard. Being healthy is hard. Choose your hard. Choose the one that provides you with the most benefits. And then there's so many ladies. I'm going to talk to just the ladies for a second because I ain't a guy. Ladies. I have conversations with a lot of my guy friends and dudes in general who feel comfortable talking to me about stuff because people just feel comfortable talking to me about things. Or they'll ask me questions, or they'll see some things and would send me questions. And more guys are admitting that they're less attracted to us in general. And our weight's a huge part of that. Our habits are a huge part of that. And more of my female friends who I have conversations with, who we're all complaining about the dating pool, or we're all complaining about stuff that we hear and all these other things, but are we doing our part to make sure that we're equally attractive, or do we just expect the men to be attractive for us? Do we make sure that we are our best versions of ourselves? The glutton of us, the glutton in us, is not our best version of ourselves. That's something that we have to take better control of. There's people my age. I'm 23. There's ladies out there in their 20s, early 20s, who in just a few years' time let themselves go so much. I'm like, dang, it was not that long ago that I've been in high school. What happened to you? That's what I be thinking. I'm not saying that out loud because I don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but I'm seeing more and more of us just let ourselves go. This is the time for us to really get good habits, because people older are going to tell you one of their biggest regrets was not taking care of themselves at our age. We're young enough to get ourselves together. And ladies, please, I encourage you to not rely on surgery or any unnatural processes for you to get a natural look. Some people can make it work, but most of the time, to me anyway, it doesn't look right. It looks unnatural. You have extra skin, just different things that you're going to be insecure about anyway. If you're serious about losing weight and getting yourselves healthy, start paying attention to what you do and just make minor adjustments. It's going to take time. But don't give up. Don't just keep focusing on that number on the scale and get depleted. I keep hitting plateaus in my weight loss journey. It wasn't just, I didn't just lose over 40 pounds just like that. It takes time. I hit plateaus. My weight will stay in the same area for so long on the scale, for weeks to months at a time, before I finally get past it. When I finally it took forever, it seemed to me, to get from the 190s down to the 180s. And then my weight stayed at 185, 186 for just back and forth for so long. And then I finally went down to the 170s. And then for a few weeks, my weight just kept staying at 176 to 178. And then the last few weeks, especially from the holidays, man, the holidays, all the treats, all the desserts, everything just got to me, y'all. And my weight stayed between 170 to 172. And now I'm down at 170.1. And I know I'm going to get down to the 160s because I said, hey, I need to really focus the weight I can lose. And I'm slimming down. I feel better about myself when I see my stomach going down. When I see my side fat no longer having a bunch of creases to it. Ladies, man, when I tell you, I be so insecure about sitting down, and then I just feel the fat stacking on itself on my sides. I'm like, ooh, this is ridiculous. And I'm seeing that going away, and I feel so much better about myself. I feel good. I'll be like, I look good, and I actually mean it. Not just saying that to myself, but still beating myself on the inside. And the reason why I mentioned the body positivity movement is because of the fact that there's so many people who use that as an excuse for them to not do better for themselves. They'll say, oh, I still look good. No. You really don't. You're still beautiful on the inside. But you could look so much better. And you could treat yourself so much better. You're showing your lack of discipline. That's not attractive. And gotta be honest with folks. Treating yourself better saves you a whole lot of money. When you just eat just to eat, you don't even know how much money you're actually spending by being a glutton. When I was over 200 pounds, I easily spent over $400 or $500 a month just on food. And I kept on using, inflation, price of everything go up. Yes, that plays a part. But when I started eating more home cooked meals, when I started buying $15, $20 worth of fruit and said that's going to be my snack for the next week or two, instead of going out there buying candies and stopping off here buying turtles, spending $2-5 here, $2 to $5 there, another $10-15 there, that all stacks up. Food lasts longer when you're paying attention and you're mentally keeping track of how much money you're spending. You go, ooh, this meal cost me $15? How about I don't just eat this in one setting? How about I split it in half and I'm going to make this all I eat for today? Instead of, I'm going to eat this and then I'm going to order me something else later on and I'm going to order me some dessert on top of that. Instead of me spending easily $60 to $70, $80 on just me in that day, I started being like, okay, $15 to $20. Ooh, I just saved myself $40 to $60 just from me disciplining myself. It's not just about losing the weight. That impacts everything. Your physical health impacts your financial health. It impacts everything. Just have better habits. And I know there's going to be so many people who disagree. There are. I get into debates and things like that with people. I'm not saying this maliciously. I'm saying this as a big back person who's trying not to be so big back anymore. Trust me. Trust yourself. Or stop trusting yourself and start paying attention to some other people who's doing better than you and start implementing what they're telling you to do. Because obviously listening to yourself has got you to where you are. So, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Purlz, out of here.